Hey guys, Device Help here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share a few tips on how to properly charge your iPhone on the latest OS. Now in this video, I also want to talk about a few common misperceptions that could impact the battery of your iPhone, good or bad. So let's just dive right in. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is misperceptions or myths. For example, the app switcher here, you see all these applications are open in the background. There's a common misperception that if I leave these apps open in the background, the battery of the iPhone would actually drain faster, and that is entirely false. It's actually the opposite. So for example, here's Safari with apple.com loaded. If I open the app, you see it goes right into Safari, right into the website without having to reload the entire website right here. If I go to the app switcher here and close Safari out or quit Safari, when I go back, it actually reloads the entire page. What that means, it is using resources, therefore it drains the battery a lot quicker. So if you go through your app switcher and just close all applications out every time you use them, you're actually doing the wrong thing, because this is actually going to force your iPhone to reinitiate the entire process of the application, having to reload all the content and therefore using resources and actually draining the battery slightly quicker. So yeah, you can leave your apps open in the background. I know a lot of users prefer to close them out, but it isn't really doing any good when you close them out. Another thing I want to talk about is charging. When you leave your iPhone charging overnight, is that an issue? Yes or no? Should I unplug my iPhone once it's done charging to 100%? The answer to that is you can leave your iPhone charging all night without any problem. iOS is designed to recognize when your iPhone has reached 100% and then it stops charging. Now, throughout the night during standby time, if it drops 1%, your iPhone will reinitiate the charging, and then once it reaches 100, it stops once again. It doesn't just continue sending charge. iOS is not designed that way. If that was the case, every single iPhone will be fried. So yeah, the power source just stops once it reaches 100, so you can leave your iPhone plugged overnight without any issues. And we'll talk about optimized battery charging a little further down the road in this video as well. Now, another common misperception or another common use I've seen from some users is once the iPhone reaches 100%, pick it up and enable low power mode. Is that any good? Should you use low power mode at all times on your iPhone? Now, the answer to that, it isn't good, but it isn't bad. Now, the reason I say that is because you can get slightly better battery performance out of your iPhone overall, but you lose out on performance. Low power mode is designed to throttle your iPhone down's performance. It slows it down a little bit, network performance get decreased in order to push through that last 20 or 10% of the battery of your iPhone. So it slows down your iPhone pretty much entirely with the performance, the network, and everything else in between. So you're not really damaging the battery. You're actually getting slightly better battery, but you're also losing out on entire performance of your device. So if you use your iPhone to only just quickly glance at social media and things like that, you're not doing a big impact. But if you're watching videos, using the network a lot, you're just going to lose out on performance. So next I want to talk about wireless charging. And there's a few questions that I always get with wireless charging. Number one, is it common for the iPhone to get slightly warmer with wireless charging than when it does when you're plugged into wire? And the answer to that is yes. It is most common for the iPhone to get slightly warmer when you're using wireless charging than if you were using the wire. So that's okay. Now, if it gets extremely hot, then that's not normal, but warmer to the touch than if you were to plug it in, that is entirely normal. Another thing you may want to do is if you go to wirelessly charge your iPhone, if you don't have a case that's designed for wireless charging, you may want to remove it. For example, this one that I have here isn't necessarily built for wireless charging. So I like to take it off my iPhone every time I go to use wireless charging or MagSafe at all, because it isn't designed for wireless charging. Wireless charging, as we talked about, gets slightly warmer to the touch. Your iPhone gets slightly warmer, and therefore you don't want to use a case that would actually make it even warmer, because that could impact the battery in a negative way by creating heat, and heat is a big enemy of wireless charging or batteries in general. So you may want to get away from any case that isn't built for wireless charging. If you have Apple's MagSafe case, those are designed for wireless charging, but something plastic like this one that I have here, which isn't designed for wireless charging, you may want to remove it because it will create extra heat, which is an enemy of the battery of your iPhone. So yeah, wireless charging is slightly slower. It heats up your iPhone slightly more than if you were using the wire. And if you have any case with wireless charging that isn't compatible for wireless charging, you may want to remove it before you drop it onto the MagSafe or any wireless charger for that matter. And last but not least, we're going to talk about wire charging. Now, when you go to wire charge your iPhone, it's always recommended to use the Apple cable and the Apple brick. Of course, these are specifically tailored and designed to charge your iPhone to the best of its capabilities. And the fast charging from Apple's fast charger will actually fast charge your iPhone the best than any other charger. Because it is coming from Apple, it is designed to work with your iPhone the best way. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't use a third-party charger. You can definitely use a third-party charger, but if you don't have one handy, always at least try to carry your cable with you. So if you use a third-party brick to charge your iPhone, at least have the Apple cable that comes with your iPhone when you go to plug it in case that charger doesn't support proper voltage for your iPhone. You'll get this message right here: accessory not supported. So if you have the cable is smart enough. It is MFI approved, of course, which is Apple's cable, and it will recognize that the brick that you're using isn't proper to charge your iPhone, or if it could damage the actual battery of your iPhone or anything at all. So always, if you don't have the brick, at least try to have the cable with you if you're traveling to charge your iPhone. And obviously, wirelessly is a lot slower than wired charging, so use the wired charger if you want faster speeds. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is optimized battery charging here under the battery option. So if we go to battery health here, we have the optimized battery charging option. Now, this feature I highly recommend using at all times. Now, what this feature will do, it will charge your iPhone to 80% until you're ready to pick it up, and then it will charge that extra 20% right before you pick it up to use it every day. So for example, if you go to bed on your routine, let's say you go from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., the iPhone will stop charging at around 4 a.m. and leave it around 80%. And then right before you wake up, it can measure the time that it takes to charge that extra 20% before you pick it up in the morning. And then it will completely charge the entire phone, therefore creating less stress on the battery. So optimized battery charging, definitely an amazing feature that Apple has created. But anyway, that is everything that I wanted to share with you guys. Make sure you always use Apple bricks. If you don't have your Apple brick handy, make sure you bring your cable with you. Wireless charging does get a little warmer than wired charging. That is definitely true. Don't go quitting all your applications in the background. It doesn't really impact the battery much in a positive way. And there you guys have it. That about brings an end to this video. Let me know any of your personal recommendations in the comments down below. I would like to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.